So John, do you see this on Facebook as well, or are you just in StreamYard period?
No, this is a live stream to Facebook and YouTube. So we are live. Hey guys, this is John Kovach Jr., president of Amplified Minds, founder of the Champion Circle. And today I had a really cool opportunity to bring on to the live stream with me Mr. TJ Menlove in the house and Matt Gibbons, both with YPC Networking App. And I think it's so cool. We were going to talk about tools and resources every Wednesday. And I thought we need to talk with these guys like every week because they've got a really cool tool, a really great resource to help you stay in contact with your contacts, with your connections, to build better relationships, to have a better presence as you connect with your relationships, and to also keep up to date with them in a very, very cool and amazing way. Now, I've used all kinds of apps. I've used all kinds of cards, all kinds of things you can do to network and to communicate and connect with people. And all of them have been interesting. It's hard to adjust. It's hard to really figure out how best to connect with people. And so as we've developed and looked into YPC, we found that they answer pretty much all the questions that we've had and all the things that we've needed in addressing how we connect and how we stay connected with people, as well as how we maintain that level of professionalism with everybody that we connect with and build those relationships into partnerships and so forth. Hey, I want to give a second and just say hello and have these guys introduce themselves. But TJ and Matt, welcome to this live hour, and I appreciate you guys coming on. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great, John. Thanks.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Awesome. You guys staying safe from quarantining and all of the other stuff out there?
Absolutely. I cannot hear Matt at all. Just FYI.
Matt, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Can you hear him now, TJ?
No.
No? Fascinating. Fascinating. Can you all hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll kind of go off of that. Very, very interesting that does that. I'm going to be sharing this to several pages and several groups so that people can jump in and start conversing with us. But while I do that, if I could just turn over the time to TJ for a minute. TJ, just tell us a little bit about you, your background, and your story, and then just tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into discussions about this awesome tool and resource.
Great. Thanks, John. Thanks for having us on, by the way.
You're welcome.
This is a great opportunity, not only for us, but for everyone really watching, because in the situation we're in now, we're all looking to connect more with people. And one of the things that I have prided myself on is creating relationships, creating connections, not just connections of like Facebook style where, boy, we seem to have someone as mutual friends in Facebook, but real, genuine, authentic connections. And so that kind of came back a long time ago. You know, I was this insecure, this one being bullied in high school all the time. You know, I really didn't know. And I went to New York City. And when I went to New York City many, many, many years ago, I decided and I made a commitment to myself that I would never be taken advantage of. I'd never be bullied again. And I really just kind of changed my mental mindset to where I was at. I came back from New York and just jumped right into the business world. Went to the University of Utah, jumped into business world in communications. And I wanted to be part of the radio and TV field in the communications arena. And I learned that, wow, that's my passion, but I didn't follow it. I instead went off doing something similar to that. I was in the sales business, and I learned that in sales, when I was back then as a financial planner and selling financial products, that in the sales process, you did communicate effectively if you knew how to. You did really make those connections and relationships. And so that kind of has carried me on in my life now. I've coached entrepreneurs. I helped a couple entrepreneurs launch a business, got on Shark Tank. Mark Cuban became the partner with that. And mainly what I really focus on doing now is having people know more who you are, teaching people more to have you teach them no more what you do and how you can help them win the day. And that's kind of how this YPC app came about. Matt Gibbons, I, and another business partner have launched this recently. And YPC stands for Your Personal Connection. And our whole goal is to help people have more personal connections.
I absolutely love that. I think that's brilliant. And TJ, you and I have very, very similar backgrounds in that I got into sales after charging through the public relations and communications industry, having been a publicist for some very, very large corporations before, and then also just getting involved in the networking ability to create relationships at a deeper level. And I know you and I and Matt too share the same frustrations with the way people conduct business, the way that people connect, the old fashioned, here's my business card, and oh, how bad it feels to not have any probability of things working out after the transaction of giving the business card to people. It's just so frustrating. And it's been my story for the longest time. I'd like to transition and introduce Matt Gibbons, who is a recent friend of mine and an awesome, awesome person. Somebody who is the brains behind a lot of this too, creating a lot of the back end capabilities for this app. I wanted to kind of give you an opportunity, Matt, to introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are and your background, and I'd love to start with that.
Hey, thanks, John. And TJ, thanks for having me on here. So, man, my background has been a lot of different things. From the time I was probably 10, I had a newspaper route, which involved communication. It involved connecting with people, on up to owning my own trucking company. Even though that was more of a commercial thing, I still had to communicate with and connect with people. And like TJ said, and it's even become more in the forefront of my mind, you know, especially today with so much going on. If we want our businesses to grow, we have to get more people to know who we are. We have to get more people to know what we do. And we have to get more people, like TJ says, to understand how we can help them win the day and move forward in our life. So everybody, regardless of what anybody thinks, you're in sales because you're having to sell your kids on doing their homework, or you're having to sell your partner on going on a date or whatever. We're all in sales, and that takes communication, and it takes some kind of understanding together, right? So the cool thing about what I love about YPC, there's another part of the communication factor that falls after more people know who you are and know about what you do. So John, you experience this all the time. A lot of people know who you are. They know what you do. And you get a lot of, I'm assuming you get a lot of people reaching out to you. So you're being referred by a whole bunch of different people because a whole bunch of people know who you are, and they have to share your contact information some way. And so we kind of make some jokes about this, and hopefully our business cards, right? We get pretty attached to how cool they are. They look neat. If we designed them and created them, then we're really emotionally attached. But really, John, what's happening is if I meet you out on the street and I say, hey, John, here's my card, what's going to happen? All I'm really doing is saying, hey, John, will you do me a favor and throw this in the garbage? Because that's exactly what's happening, right? Some people are keeping our stuff, or we're adding it into our phones for the ones that we want to connect with, so that because now that I'm getting to know you and know how you help people, you become really easy for me to refer you. And that's what everybody wants. And so what's happened with YPC is we've created a way that makes everybody a lot more referable and connectable through a simple app that TJ is going to go through and we're going to explain and kind of share with everybody kind of how it works and the functions of it.
I really appreciate you sharing your background. I've loved getting to know you guys, and I've loved this incredible solution. Just sharing some of my personal frustrations, and I know that you showed us the business card method and so forth, and I've tried everything from, I think one of them out there is called Blue, and there's a bunch of others out there that have just been really, really frustrating. In fact, I'll share with you that experience. I went to a really fun networking event down in Salt Lake City, and I tried out my Blue card. I was so excited. I was like, oh, this is new technology. I'm going to connect. I'm going to stand out. This is going to be great. And I went up to this guy who's very, very well known, very, very wealthy, and has a very, very in crowd that you really just have to break into. And he's part of a venture capital circle that I was really looking forward to. And I was like, hey, I'll give you my information. And I took his phone and I tried using the phone capability technologies where it brings up a link and then it saves your contact information. And all of a sudden his phone wasn't up to date. His phone didn't have the technology to read this, and that made it an embarrassing experience. I was like frustrated, like, oh man, well, let me just get your number. And we haven't spoken since. And I know that people are forgiving, and I think the best in people, but it was just a funny transaction between somebody that made our first impression not so impressionable. And I love what you guys have created, because it kind of takes away that need and the awkwardness to have to connect like that. But it also allows you guys to see each other at your best, to see each other at the greatest value, and then get to the chase, really understand what you're providing and what you're doing to help each other, and how you can uplift and share your and change and influence your relationship with each other. And I love that about this. And so I really wanted to jump in and kind of give you guys the opportunity to just talk about YPC and talk about this. And I may just bring myself off the screen. We might talk a little bit, but let's make this an open line mastermind to talk about its capabilities, to give ourselves some information. And then we'll even bring up a slideshow or another screen and kind of walk people through the app as well. And we can post some links. But I kind of wanted to open it up. I know TJ's chomping at the bit here to say a few things, and I'd like to give it to you and say, hey, let's talk about this and why it's helpful, why it's useful to business owners, and why it's even useful now while we're in quarantine, while we have connections, while we probably have a stack of business cards that we don't know what to do with.
Let's do. And just for the record, Matt, I can't hear you still. So as I talk, if I miss anything, you fill it in, because I'm just going to go like we normally do on our calls. So let me just first start off and say one of the cool, unique features of the YPC app is, yes, we actually have a QR code with every business card that's created. So you can have a QR code. You can share it with a QR code. The other way that you're actually able to share the business card is with an engage function we've created in there, where you actually ask someone for their number. They give you permission to give you their name and their number. You put it in. They get a quick text with your business card on there. The third way is what we call Snap. Snap is where both the people have the app. They're in a networking meeting. They're meeting in a convention, whatever. And since they both have it, they real quick with the QR code Snap, and they get all the information and can save it into someone's phone if that's what they choose to do. It also resides on the app as well. So let me start with that and just kind of share why we're different than everyone else. Yes, others have QR codes. Yes, others have a way for you to get a link that goes to their web-based business card. But the cool thing that we do is we actually have people where they are able to create templates. And on these templates, they can really add an electronic brochure to that template, if you will, or to the business card. So yes, just like, and Matt, if while I'm talking, you can pull up my business card so that they can see that. You might be able then to, or everyone will be able to see how my business card actually shows up when you see it. But it creates a template. The template actually allows you to tell more people who you are. It allows you to have a story to tell people more what you do. And then it has a way for you to always be at top of mind for them, in that if they cannot remember your name, but they remember some interpersonal connections about you. For an example, I do stand-up comedy. I love making people laugh. People remember that I'm a comedian when we talk, because I just love bringing that joy to someone. I've also adopted children. That's a very heartwarming thing. People love to hear that you've gone out of your own self and adopted kids. I love to go golf. I love the Dodgers. There's a lot of different things that I absolutely enjoy. And so once you get my card, by either way it's sent, QR code, Engage, or Snap, you can save it in your phone with the V card. And if you forget my name, once I'm saved in your phone, you can actually type in comedian, type in adoption, and I will pop up as that contact. You do that search in your contacts, I will pop up as that number one contact in that bracket. And it's so cool because now people can remember who you are. They may not remember your name, John, but they may remember what you did or what you said, and this can bring you back to top of mind. Matt just brought up on the screen there what the business card actually looks like. So we added all of the things below that I talked about that's in the media package, we call it, or the brochure package part of that, with all the keywords. Going back up to the top of that business card, the other thing we do is in the media package, we actually allow you to put your logo in there. You can have your logos, you can stand out, because we all spend time branding ourselves in the way we want to show up, and the logos are important for many people. Also, how you appear. Your appearance is important to people. So we actually allow you to add a picture. But the coolest thing we do that I don't see a lot of them out there doing is we allow you to add a 30 to a 45-second video that is more of a video that's an infomercial, telling a little about you, so people can resonate and immediately connect with you. As they're connecting with you, that interpersonal connection happens. Here's the cool thing. I didn't think that this process we're going through in life right now to be quarantined was going to be successful for us and the YPC, because I'm used to being out there connecting with people interpersonally, being out there in networking groups, in connection groups, in mastermind groups, and connecting and sharing the card and having people have that wow moment right then and there on their face as they get to watch the video, as they get to see how this card comes up, as they get to see how they can pull me up if they forgot my name. But the coolest thing I've learned from this whole quarantine, this whole COVID situation we're currently in today, is that you can still share that with people. They can still have that wow factor. They can still see you and have that interpersonal connection with you. And so from my angle, I love the card from that standpoint, because now you're able to still connect with people the way that you really want to. John, one of the other things we did that some cards have done is they've done a kind of a mediocre affiliate program, and affiliate's all nice. But when someone upgrades from our free version to our plus version, it gets the media package, and it allows people to have a share button in there where they can share your information via text. They just hit that share and it opens up a text window. And now by doing that, you can send that message that says, I recommend, as you see with Matt's, it said, I recommend TJ Menlove to you, yada, yada, yada. And you can actually do that quick communication and send your business card that way. What I didn't realize is right now in our quarantine situation, this has been so cool because people have been able to share that. They've been able to share the link on Facebook or on Zoom calls, and people can open it up and see exactly who you are. And I love that factor, what we've done. Therefore, going back to the affiliate program, we've created an affiliate program that once you upgrade to our plus package, you become an affiliate with us. You don't have to be. We don't charge you anymore for that. We just say, look, you're an affiliate. So if you refer someone to us to download the app and to use the app, just like I'm sharing how to use it here, not only do you get $50 for that referral as an affiliate, but every year they renew that, you'll get another $50. So hypothetically, if you look at it, if you've put on 10 people during this year and you go next year and you need to renew your $149, which is what it costs to become part of the plus, and you continue to use your card and you've had 10 other people, you're going to get $500 when if they've renewed if all 10 have renewed it, you get $50 for each, there's $500. I love that because now we've been able to create fast income, but also residual income for some people that are out sharing this anyways. They're networking, they're connecting, they're making relationships, and they're doing it in a way that they might as well get paid for. So we have a program in our affiliate program to have people pay for it. You can actually have 3 different cards, one personal card. You can have another personal card as one of those 3 cards. It's like a resume you can create. You can actually also upgrade and be part of our directory. We actually have a directory in here where in your metro area, you can be found by having people put in those keywords. If they're just searching for electrician, a plumber, a comedian, if they're searching for some of the social media marketing, if they're searching for different things, there's keywords in there. I've got one of my friends, Tiffany Barnes, John, who I know you know as well.
Oh yeah, I love Tiffany.
She does Airbnb and teaches seminars on how to create your Airbnb, even if you're not owning the house, how to do that. Well, she has a video card here. It actually has her video that explains how to get a hold of her. By then clicking on her website, it actually takes you into her website. I don't know if she's added that yet. I know she was going to add that. We were just chatting the other day. But it takes you into her website so you can actually learn a little more who she is, schedule an appointment with her, do all the things. This is what's so unique and cool with everything we've done with YPC. I don't know another app out there that's doing it. Yes, there might be other business cards that are web-based, but I don't know another app out there that has the business card, has the connection tools, has the way of allowing people to be free, and has a video and all the media stuff so robustly for so inexpensively.
I absolutely love that. And that while you're doing that, I was pulling up my virtual card. And just for my listeners, they should all know that I upgraded to the Plus package. And it's been extremely, extremely valuable. And let me tell you and share with you guys a little bit of my personal experience and testimonial from it. But I've been able to reach out to people who I just have regular contact information for in my phone. Because when I've been out and about networking, I've spent a lot of time just saying, hey, what's your phone number? And I put it in and then I send a text message, but then it's really hard to keep the follow up and so forth. And it's been a very, very interesting process for me because it's not like I get to always think about that person and I don't always get to connect with them. And then there's nothing memorable about the exchange. They probably get 100 texts like I do every hour. And it's just interesting. But what I've loved is going back through my contacts and sharing my YPC a virtual card with people and saying, hey, just in case you didn't have my information or you didn't have all my information, this is an exclusive card I give to those people who I wanted to keep in contact with. And that just like boosts the relationship immediately. People are like, oh, thank you for the free gift. I didn't realize I was receiving a gift today. And it's so nice to see people just react and engage with that because it's been a leverage factor that I didn't have before. And it's been a leverage factor that I couldn't have done without before as well. And you mentioned it earlier, and it's one of my favorite features. Like I geek out, and I know Matt's geeking out about it too because he's one of the masterminds behind this. But the video card feature, oh my gosh, like being able to send people a video card that says, hey, here's a little bit about me and this is on my card. This is something you can have on your phone available to you because you have YPC. And it is so cool. It's one of my favorite features. So,
and John, let me add one other thing, and I want you to throw it to Matt after this.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
want Matt to fill in all the things I missed. But one of the cool things is because when you upgrade to Plus with us, you don't just get one other card, you get 3 other cards.
Right.
You get 3 other cards. So if you have a certain card, let's take a real estate agent. I love this because you have a real estate agent, but one of them is focused into maybe helping commercial real estate. They can create their business card that's their commercial real estate thing and create their video specifically for commercial. But now they also do residential. Look, they can create another card, the same maybe business card, but they add a different video in that second card that's for residential. Maybe their third one is they help new home buyers, new college students, new home buyers. They can create a second video or a third video that's specific now that goes in that third card for new home buyers. And so now the person who they sent that to, they have their center and circle of influence. Like attracts like. If you're a new home buyer, most likely you're hanging out with new home buyers. If you're in commercials, most likely you're hanging out with commercial people. So now you have a better chance of having people know more who you are and what you do by that person sharing your information versus this virtual card, so to speak, to them, seeing that video, seeing all the same stuff. Let's say you're a real estate agent and you don't do all the things. You just do residential, but you might be a beautician on the side. You can create your beautician card and have a video for your beautician and have your other video and business card for your real estate. So much bigger than anyone else is doing. When you upgrade to the Pro and get in the directory, you get up to 8 different cards now. And with those 8 different cards, you can do the same thing I said. Only one, your default card, only one, whatever that is, gets to go in the directory in your metropolitan area. And so you can be found. But that is something that's powerful that most people aren't aware is out there, ready to go now. And you can connect with more people right now than you ever did before, even being locked down in home while you're in a quarantine situation, while we're going through this dramatic situation that's really affecting many people. So I wanted
to interject for a second. I was just talking to one of my friends in real estate. And they were talking to me. I said, how is this going to work out if you get put under house? What do we call it? Stay-at-home order. I almost said house arrest. It's the same thing, right? If you're put under a home order, stay-at-home order, I asked him, how are you going to stay busy? How are you going to stay in business? How are you going to sell homes? And he says, well, it's going to be really hard. We're going to have to do virtual home tours. We're going to have to do a bunch of things. But I think that that's going to be devastating for the real estate industry right now with COVID-19 and everything. But I said, look, not only is YPC an incredible solution for it right now, but it's all to stay in touch with your people and keep them updated. But it's also a great solution moving forward after we can go back to normal life. I think that's super cool. So I was just having this conversation with my real estate buddy who owns a huge or works in a huge brokerage. And so I just thought that was extremely relevant, TJ.
And we can even go one step further now. You brought that up. And then, Matt, let's turn it to you because I know you've got some things to fill in there that are powerful. We can actually do a branded card. We have a real estate broker that wants to do this for all of their agents and cover the cost very inexpensively for it, we can actually add the media package, do a branded card, John, that has their logo on it, that has the broker doing the video to talk about their brokerage and what that sets them apart from all the other brokerages out there. We can actually do a branded card for them. The real estate agents can go out and get their own cards still, like we have here with YPC, but they can actually have a branded card, and that's going to have increased productivity and increased activity. And that's what people need right now today.
Yeah, very cool. Can you hear me now, TJ?
TJ, can you hear? You can't hear Matt, can you?
No.
At all.
No, okay. Sounds good. So that is super weird, really, really weird, which is probably why we should go to Zoom eventually. But this is awesome. So I'll just let TJ know when Matt's done, but you can see his mouth moving, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I love Matt. He is one of my best friends. He's a great man, but he knows his stuff here. So focus in. Matt, take it away.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, TJ. So, Gal, TJ brought up a lot of cool features with the app, and I can bring it back up if that's helpful. Could you guys see the app easily enough, John, when I moved the screens?
I could definitely see it.
You have the weird background in there.
It did have the mountains, your desktop, but
it didn't have the screen zooming through like we had before.
That is correct. Yeah, it had
I can't see what's happening, so I guess I don't need to see myself talk.
But you've got a pretty cool background. Let's take note of this. Look at Matt's background. I mean, TJ's got this incredible YPC pop-up banner, which I appreciate because branding is everything. But Matt's got this worldwide global map behind him. He must be a worldwide admirer.
This one is my new one that I like. It's just the map, right? And this has been my fun one that's just kind of a compass on there.
Cool.
The ocean and stuff. Just something to make the back of the video look cool, but hopefully not too distracting, right?
Right.
I think it's important to do that kind of stuff. So backing bounce to YPC, TJ talked about the different levels and how many cards you get. John, you're connected with a bunch of speakers and guys that are out in front of people. Even if they're doing it now because they've got to do it via Zoom, here's another strategy that you can use with the YPC card. Let's say I'm a speaker of some sort, and I've got multiple different giveaways to get you into my funnel, and I'm going to give away this secret training. Well, inside the app, where you put the link. If I make a card that says Matt Gibbons, speaker, and in this card is my secret giveaway for this program, I let everybody have access to that card that has my contact information, but the link that takes them to the website funnels them into that free access to that free giveaway. And if I have multiple giveaways, I could have different cards that give those away at different times. And so imagine because of this quarantine thing, if I have a list of clients that want my VIP access, I could send them that card that gets them into my VIP access right from my desk, right? I don't have or if I'm in front of a big group, which hopefully we'll get back to that pretty soon. Hopefully that made sense what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
Let me jump back into my screen here and I'll show you guys some more features with the app.
Cool. It's ready for you. Press something and then he just disappeared. He'll come back on in just a second. for those of you who are interested in learning more about the YPC app, I put it down in the comments section. So check out the comments or just look down here on the screen. It said you can download the YPC app free at www.ypcconnect.com. And if you want to connect it through me so that we can be directly connected, and then I can introduce you guys to TJ and Matt through that as well. The referral code, if you want to upgrade or do anything like that, is 970-231-9860. Hint, it's my phone number. So that's pretty cool. But as we wait for Matt to come back online, and I'll kind of shoot him a text here and just say, hey, we lost you for a minute. He'll get back on here. Oh, here he is.
That was crazy. I have no idea what happened.
Wow, I can hear Matt now.
Oh,
I hear you.
Amazing.
So
we are all
crazy.
connected.
I have no idea what happened right there. All of a sudden, my computer just shut off to my login screen, which was bizarre.
It's a miracle.
It's a miracle.
I can hear you.
All right, so back to where we were. 1 second. Let me just
take your time.
Dial back in. That's so funny. Oh my gosh, I'm cracking up about this.
I've been cracking up recently, just to kind of side tangent while you pull this up, Matt. I've been cracking up at all the Zoom fail meetings that people have been posting online about, people walking into Zoom meetings with their pants off, or people taking it into the bathroom, forgetting that their camera's on. It's just super funny to watch the world try to adjust to online, but forgetting that they're still virtual.
I don't know if you saw this on my Facebook profile the other day, John, but I commented because I was sitting here doing this, and I had I have some silk pajama bottoms on and my slippers on. And I just was thinking, this is my day. I'm dressed in a nice shirt. Everything's good. I decided I need to go out to the grocery store real quick. Guess who did not change before he went to the grocery store?
TJ's famous for that, though, because we had to go to a meeting downtown, and he was in his slippers. He shows up in his slippers. We get halfway there, and he goes, I got to turn around and go change my shoes. I'm like, what? We're going to be there.
but that's this world we live in. We're so comfortable now. We're getting that way that we don't think about those little things. But it was a great experience. I learned from it, and I laugh about it now.
It's so funny.
I will honestly speak with you guys here. I have a hard time working unless I'm fully dressed, and so I do have pants on today. I promise you that.
Good.
Well, I got shorts on, can't even see because it's bizarre. It's funny. I work with another guy. We've been teaching people about marketing and digital stuff forever, attempting to get them a lot of brick and mortars online to educate people and use Zoom and use lives and that kind of stuff. And I don't know about you, John, how many people resisted that? And now they're all freaking out because now they don't know how to use it. And then they're taking themselves to the bathroom and getting caught on video. It's like crazy to me. Funny. Thanks for the entertainment.
Yeah, right? Seriously.
We're going to have Zoom and StreamYard bloopers here on some show here. Sorry.
I bet you somebody has already figured out and started to make that, because there's some
already working on it.
Funny people like that. That's not me, but
those are memorable moments where you stay at top of mind for people and you're able to connect with them. I love it.
Exactly. All right, let me see if I can share this again and kind of get back into this. Hopefully this doesn't freak out like it did last time. Hey, Hilda, thanks. We think it's funny too. Yeah. See my screen now? John, does it look a lot better? It's still freaked out and went to that big, deep thing.
Yeah, if you just minimize the there you go. Boom.
Fix that.
Check out just look out, guys, what a wizard Matt is at using his computer to mirror things. What an incredible wizard.
This is a cool little tool, man, because this is my real cell phone that I get to mirror on here, right? So kind of cool. Just a tip for everybody that's watching your show, John, because you're helping a lot of people with technical stuff. And if we can add to that, even better. So TJ was talking about the directory. And here's the cool thing that I like about the directory. When somebody's looking for your product or service, say like Dr. Michael Brown here with Awaken Chiropractic, people can actually go on there and they can learn a little bit about him. They can go to his website, and hopefully his website's set up by now because he's brand new in business. So it might not be there working on it. But what I love about this is the ability, if somebody refers me to Dr. Michael through the the megaphone here, and I get this text message, and I click on that link that's right here, what happens is that takes me to Dr. Michael's card, and I can relate to who he is a little bit better, so that if he's somebody I want to go see, then I already have some kind of connection. That's what's so beautiful about this. And then, so think about it. If you're a plumber, if you're an electrician, if you're any kind of handyman, service industry, and you're in here and people are coming in here and typing in here in the search, what service you're in, then, and they get the ability to pull up your card like Dave Cadlick's here, and you get to learn a little bit about them. It's likely going to make it so much better for people to come meet you at your business, because they already kind of relate with you a little bit, and they've shown you how they can solve your problem quicker. Like Michael Chandler down here at Entratech, this guy's a wizard when it comes to computer stuff. Same thing, you can get to know him a little bit. You can click on here, check out his video, 54 seconds, a little introduction. So the reason I like it is because now I know, man, I relate with this guy. We jive, and I'm more likely to pursue business with him. And it kind of cuts out a couple layers of interaction, of getting attention, that kind of stuff.
Matt, you used two things that people have to check off, and this does that. What are those two things?
Well, when we first meet somebody, there's two boxes in the back of our mind that we're checking off. The first thing is, do I trust you? And are you going to do what you say you're going to do? And once that process is done, then the next step goes to, okay, well, now that I trust you and I believe you're going to do what you're going to do, is your message, the way you communicate with me appealing to the part of my brain that's keeping me moving forward, thriving, and surviving? Because if it's not, I'm going to check out and go a different direction. And so this being able to have a short video adds to that and helps cross off and check off those boxes pretty effectively, I believe. TJ, you had some other comments and places you wanted to show that you were doing when you were talking. We couldn't really hear each other. We can readdress that real quick right here.
I think we're good. I think you heard me, and I think you did address them every time, Matt. I was watching the screen.
Okay.
The other thing we didn't mention, and this is coming soon, is a deals section. We actually have a deals section on the front where we allow, if you have anyone that's a brick and mortar business, you have anyone that's a boutique, a hairdresser, a restaurant, whatever that may be, we allow them at absolutely no cost, zero cost, to put an offer on our page there to where someone can come try their business. Maybe they might do, like we have someone that does a free breakfast burrito. They may want to go try that free breakfast burrito. It doesn't cost the owner anything but $1.16 to create that breakfast burrito. Other than that, he now gets to connect with those people, have a relationship with those people. And then we have a package where he could text them and bring them back in. We never share privacy data. So even if you're in our app and you're doing stuff and you connect in a restaurant or whatever, we don't give them your name, your number, your phone. They just actually get to use it through our privacy portion of our app where they can send information. And I love the ability that I have to help people connect with others, both in a brick and mortar business or with a business card or in the directory. And that's what this is all about, is your personal connection and how you can have more people like what you do by helping them get what they want.
Hey, Joe, let me show one last thing that I think is critical. I don't know about you guys, but everyone said the fortune is in the follow-up. Well, earlier when TJ was talking about connecting with people and sharing your cards through what we call this engage button, what you'll do is somebody will put in their full name and their mobile phone number, and you'll have the ability to send your card to them. Well, what happens is now they get put into what's called a card history. And this is what I love about this, because I can go back through my card history and I can see who I connected with over the last week or so. And then I can simply come in here. Let me find somebody. Let's see.
Whether they have a business card with us or not, whether they have the app or not, whatever it is, they still go in.
I'll show you both aspects. So let me look at George Wilkinson right here. So he's part of the group. He has his card, right? So I come in here and I can see, hey, I need to follow up with George. I can simply tap on these icons right here, I can call him, I can email him, or I could send him a quick text message to follow up with him, and it helps remind me to do that. Similarly, say Ryan Ellison right here. So you can see he's not part of the YPC network yet. So this is just his name and phone number, which he gave me when we connected. So the same thing. Now I can come in here, I can connect with Ryan, I can send him a text, or I can send him a phone number. You see how all the other ones are grayed out because he's not part of the group. The other thing I could do is I could come in here and I could pull up my card again and resend it to him to remind him that we made an agreement to connect or whatever. But it's a huge factor for me in following up because, as you guys know, the fortune's in the follow-up. And then let me show you the last one here, the snap, or not the snap feature, excuse me, our share feature. And this is that QR code we were talking about, where if you're a real estate agent or you're a salesperson, you got people that are scanning your card, they can just scan that QR code, give them their card, and then they can link to whatever your giveaway is or however you're getting them to opt into your funnel.
When we get back to real life, I'll call it, real estate agents can have those on little pop-up tents so they can actually print, have sitting on the desks at any of the open houses. But this also works for motivational speakers, public speakers, people in that arena, because they can actually on the screen project that QR code up there. Everyone can take it and have exactly their information with their video, with everything they need now to reconnect back with those people. John, back to you.
Man, well, that is huge. So a lot of my public speaker friends out there who just heard that, this is an incredibly easy to use tool to give your card and give your information out to people and to funnel them through to what you want as your follow-up system. And just like Matt was describing, there is fortune in the follow-up. We know this has been our business for forever, but I love that principle because that is something. Can I actually share with you guys one of my favorite tools? Because I think it's relevant, because as high tech as we make this, as much as we get into some of the things that its capabilities can offer us, we're also talking about shifting and redirecting the behaviors of current people. And I currently, yes, I'm an iPhone user. For all of you iPhone advocates, yep, there we go. iPhone user. Take a bow now. By the way, my wife just told me yesterday, she's like, I'm going to convert over to Apple, and she's doing it out of convenience rather than want and desire. But I was like, yes, now I can finally have officially really good text message conversations with her instead of
because of Michael Chandler, who Matt mentioned earlier, he's actually helped us because he's an Android person and he has made sure that this works as good as the iPhone does. So we're good at any or. Keep going.
And I want to kind of help people understand that part. The reason sometimes some functions in any app, not just our app, seem a little clunky, you got to realize that Apple has 4 or 5 different versions, where Android has hundreds of different versions. And so for an app developer, they've got to make sure every one of those are working. So they would have to do thousands on the Android and a couple on an Apple. So just so everybody understands that, if they use an app and it's clunky on their device and it's not on their friends, the bottom line is, if you want stuff to work, just get an iPhone.
Yeah, I love that. There we go. Subtle plug for Apple. We should actually be getting money from that. You know,
don't we got a check coming now?
Apple should be paying us sometime soon. So let me share with you guys one of my favorite features, and TJ actually showed this to me in person a few weeks ago when we met and downloaded the app and got it all set up on my phone. But when I search for contacts, okay, I go into my phone every morning, and yesterday we talked about relationships. We talked about identifying who your top 5, who your top 10, who your top 20 people are, and I actually have the map that I drew. Look how symmetrical this map is, you guys. A perfect target. That's actually really
good.
Oh man, I envy those people who can actually draw perfect circles. But I go into my phone book every day, okay, and that's my address book or whatever your contacts, the contacts app on your phone, and I usually go through and I start skimming through people who I need to update and connect with, people who I haven't connected with. Well, YPC makes that easier for me because it's almost like having a built-in CRM where it gives me the follow-ups. It reminds me of the things that I need to be following up with, who I haven't been in touch with lately. But here's the habit that I don't have to change that I absolutely love and admire from this app. So when I go into my contacts, I typically want to search for people, and I don't know who I'm looking for, but I'm looking for some sort of keyword. But most people don't create keywords in their digital contacts when they share it with me and so forth. But what YPC app does for me is not only does it save it to my phone, but through the app so I can identify them either way. So not having to change my habits, I can go into the search bar and I can type in keywords. I can say Starbucks. And then that person who has a general interest of Starbucks will have put it into their card, or I will have inserted it into their card as a reminder of where we met, where we talked, and so forth. I can now find that person really, really quickly. And I can't do that with my regular contacts app on Apple because most people aren't intuitive enough or aren't inquisitive enough to put that kind of information in their contact cards. And I'm personally, it's a big burden for me to have to go into each person and add that information. Whereas through the app, YPC, I can do that almost streamlined. I can do it almost easily without even thinking it's second nature. So I wanted to bring that up. It's actually one of my favorite features because now I don't have to think about every little thing that someone said to me, but instead I can just log in the information that I put in when I got their contact information or when we connected, and that I can find them faster. And that has streamlined and made my life easier as I reconnect with people, as I develop relationships, and I start bringing out my outside networks into my inner networks and developing and increasing and strengthening my relationships to create future partnerships and actually get paid through my relationships. I wanted to share that. I think that's just one of my favorite features. I don't know what you guys feel about it, but as far as a behavior goes, that's something that a lot of people probably struggle with, and that's the solution that immediately helps quicken the process of reaching out to their connection.
Let me add that, John, because that was one of the first things we did in the template, because we really try to create templates. That's the first thing that we brought up as an interpersonal connection tool and changing behavior. That's even available on our free app. If you don't upgrade and you don't use a video, you don't use a media, that's still available on our free app to have your business card done that way.
Hey, Hilda, just want to say, Hilda and Willie, hey, thanks for watching this and tuning in. And Willie, download the app and use it. Reach out if you need some help. I mean, this is pretty cool. We appreciate you guys being here. And John, I can show you guys I can show everybody exactly what you're talking about, how it works and why it works that way. Just give me a second to get my phone back mirrored up here.
What's our time frame, John?
How much time?
We've got about 10 to 12 minutes to wrap things up. So we've got plenty of time, you guys, as long as you're okay to stay on.
I just want to make sure everyone's engaged and loving this, because if they're not, then I'm not doing my job. Remember, I do stand-up comedy. I love motivational speaking, but I love to make sure you're engaged all the time. Matt, go ahead. Show us what you got. All
right. So TJ brought up the point that he's a comedian, right?
That's who knows. Come on, Matt.
What's he working on? This is good. This is good stuff.
Well, I always tell him looks aren't everything, but hold on.
Oh, come on.
Most people say, what an ass. And I just say, well, thank you. I didn't know it looked that good.
Hold on a second here. This thing's.
That is really funny. And TJ, right as soon as you said that, my Apple product probe again, my Apple Watch, Siri engaged and said, sorry, I didn't understand that.
All right, let me know this out here. I'm going to share this and show these guys how cool this is.
Fantastic.
All right. So,
and if you're listening at home, if you're watching this, you got to see our screens, you got to listen to some of these conversations. If you have questions, now is a great time for Q&A. So add those to the comment section. I'll bring them up on the screen. And this is a great opportunity to ask your questions. Download the app and figure it out, kind of play around with it. We do have tutorials. We do have things that will allow you to, and there's that inverted screen again, Matt. So just play with the screen stuff. But if you have questions, now is a great time to engage and talk with us. Hey, look at that. Be liquid.
Be liquid.
Yep.
What do you think of this cool little, just for fun here, our cool little dolphin?
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
We're having some fun with that, like even on my shirt. Anyway, so this is what you were talking about, John. When you meet somebody and you connect with somebody and you actually want to save them into your phone, you just use the vCard function that we showed you guys before. And let me bounce back into the app and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So Ryan right here, this logo right here, this card one, this is the vCard function. So when you download somebody's contact information into your phone, what happens is here now you'll be able to go up here into your search bar, and I'm just pulling down my search. I'm not even going into my contacts. And let's say I remember that TJ's a comedian and I start typing in, you can see his contact pops up right here. And here's why this is so cool. When I open up TJ's contact, you can see he's got who he is, what is the name of his company, his position, all of his contact information, his email, his website, his address. And then it's talking, here's his brochure that's in his card, right? Well, nobody on the planet is going to type this into their phone. But why he becomes searchable in your phone now, John, what you were talking about, is down here, you can see he's got all these keywords. So I could type in deals, connection, consultant, coaching, communication, Club Echo, golfing, dancing, motivation, and he's going to come up in my contacts. Because the other thing that I love about this is, besides the follow-up function, the other thing is sometimes I have a challenge remembering somebody's name, but when we communicate and engage, even for the first time, there's going to be something about us that I'm not going to forget. Whether we have things in common or if it's a sports thing, maybe he likes the opposite team that I like and it's a rival, so I won't forget that person. So that's where it becomes super valuable when it's saved in somebody's phone, because they're going to remember who you are, and then they can simply just search for you that way. And that's how that works.
I loved how that was on the screen too, Matt. That was right in place of the dolphin where it says be liquid, because that's really what this app helps you to do, is be liquid. You just flow with it. I love it. That was a good subliminal message.
He's an absolute wizard.
Dude, I got this.
We have a good friend who's
now
been
I
watching
can't hear
this.
John.
You can't hear me.
You can hear me, John?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. TJ can't hear us?
No, I can hear you, Matt, but I cannot hear John.
Oh,
Oh, that is so funny.
I'm sharing the screen.
There we
freaking it out.
I don't know. Interesting.
Well,
all right, I'll just let you take it from here, John. I'm just gonna I'll be like, yep, yeah, that's right. Go, John.
If I want to bring on TJ, I'll just point, or I'll point to TJ. TJ, go. Okay.
Jose, to answer your question, Jose, the name of the software is Reflector 3 that I'm sharing my screen on my phone with. That's mirroring my phone.
I sure hope the audience and the listeners can hear all of us. I'm assuming they can, since I can hear everybody. And I'm the host. But,
you can put that up if you want, John. The phone mirroring software is called Reflector 3.
Okay, I'll write that here in the thing. So
is it only for Apple?
I don't think so.
Is it OR or ER? Reflector or for Reflector?
Reflector 3. And they should be able to Google it and find it. I just stumbled on it, and it's really cool.
Hey, Jose, there you go. There's the answer.
This is just the weirdest. Well, I can't hear John, but can hear you now, Matt. I'm lost. Go ahead.
So weird. So Reflector 3 is the software. He said, thank you. Oh, man.
Yeah, your phone. Yep. It's pretty cool.
And then we had another question also from Willie, who says, is there a way to upload contacts onto the app, or is it a blank slate until you put your own business card and find people? Great question, Willie.
It's a blank slate, Willie. So as you're connecting with people, the whole point is to get them in your phone for your in your card history to follow up. So you can't really upload everybody in there. And I don't think you'd want to do that anyway. That way, who has your card and who doesn't.
And that's where Willie, the socializing part, obviously we can't during quarantine, but there are ways and workarounds around this that we've been finding success here by using YPC. My actual Snap app, right? When people want to come on and actually flash my card and then save it to their contacts, they can do that. So that's where it becomes better than one of those business cards or one of those chipped cards that strike up a website, whereas we can just scan. And you know what's funny is I used to think QR codes were dead. I used to think that QR codes were like on the way out, that it was just a fad, but no, QR codes are on the rise. And they're one of the fastest, most quick ways to help leverage your ability. TJ, I'm going to point to TJ. TJ talked about how public speakers can use this on stage, how people can grab their contact information, their quickest contact, to continue to maintain that relationship with speakers while they're presenting on stage. So this is a really great tool for you, Willie, as a public speaker and so forth. I think this will be a really great option for you. I wanted to bring up Hilda. She said, "I love listening to all this wealth of knowledge, and I'm taking notes. Thank you for doing doing these." I appreciate that, Hilda, and I think we're all kind of sharing our gratitude to you too. And make sure you download the app so that you get a chance to take a look at it. We've got about 4 minutes left of broadcasting. Is there anything else you guys wanted to share? Any last minute things or ideas? The lines are open, so if people have any questions, please post them below in the comments. But I kind of wanted to, and Willie said, thank you. Awesome. Any last thoughts or concerns or comments you guys wanted to share with everybody?
So TJ, I don't know if you heard him since we're having this glitch. We got about 4 minutes left. Is there any other thoughts you want to share?
No, I think I'm good. I think the only thing I'd want to share is that I like to have people connect via our Engage system, not just the QR code. When you do the QR code, it's just like you're giving them your card, but you're getting nothing back in return. By engaging, it does engage both of you, and you can then send your card to them. They can refer. That's the only thing. I think you probably covered that, but thank you. This was great.
So here's a cool way to use the QR code that John was just talking about. If you're in a speed networking environment, if you're a public speaker, if you're in the masses, put your QR code up there and let everybody get your contact information that you want them to have. And this is why I was sharing the example. Imagine you're a public speaker or you're doing a presentation in front of 100 people and you've got a funnel, a sales funnel that you're going to get people into. Well, attached to your QR code on your website, that could be your website link for that specific card that you're showing everybody. It might be a different card that doesn't have all of your information that you would put up on a screen. And the other way is if you're doing speed networking, it's an easy, quick scan for them to scan your card because you really don't have time to have that conversation and get them to on the engagement side.
Let me go there real quick, Matt, because I was doing this with a public speaker the other day. Having the QR code up there when you speak, you have actually one card set for that they can now go get your presentation. They don't have to spend time taking down notes or taking pictures of the presentation when it pops up on the screen. That QR code, that web page you add to that card gets them to get to your funnel and gets to get to your slides. Now you can engage with them more so as you create a way to get back with them and them to get back with you. It's
a creative way. I see a lot of this kind of business and different kinds of things, and nobody's even thought of using anything like this. So anyway, that's my own opinion, but it's just what I've seen. John, I'm going to say thanks for having us on. This has been great. I'd love to connect. Anyone can reach out to me. I'm under TJ Menlove, MENLOVE on Facebook and Messenger. And of course, getting with John, he can get you my contact. John can send you my business card even. So I'm open to you doing that, John. I'm giving you permission. If everyone says, hey, they want to get hold of Matt or myself, I'm giving you permission to send Matt's too.
Perfect. Yeah, well, several invitations here.
John, make sure you screen them first.
Absolutely. Oh, make sure that they're worthy. No, all of the people who've been commenting and engaging with us are incredible human beings. I greatly value them. I wanted to add to this as we kind of wrap up and just say, download the YPC app for free today at ypcconnect.com. If you use the referral code 970-231-9860, my phone number, And then the first person who upgrades to the plus version is going to receive a 18-hole golf outing with me. And I've invited TJ and Matt to join me on that golf outing. But I want you to know, and I will know if you were the first to upgrade to the plus version, I will take you on an 18-hole golf outing. We're on the course. 18 holes later, we will have mastermind and figured out what you need to increase your relationships and your business and get you paid. So there's a challenge to everyone out there right now, and I wanted to issue that. And you guys are obviously invited to join me on that golf outing, but I wanted to get that to everybody.
Great idea. Great idea.
The other thought too is if you have any questions and you would like to connect with Matt and TJ, I will add their I will put their links in the repost of this post. So when you find this on my page, you shall have the repost, and then also I will screen them obviously, and I'll send you their contact as you connect with us on the YPC. Use that referral code, and we'll get you all connected. And if you have any questions, just DM me personally, and I can connect you further there. Play quarterback here. Well, TJ and Matt, thank you so much for joining us today and for sharing this. I think this is something we need to do regularly because this is a topic. This is a resource. This is a tool that can help a ton of people who are certainly currently involved in quarantine home matters, as well as those looking to improve their communications with their relationships and up their relationships so that they can get paid. I'm grateful for you guys. Thanks for your friendship. Thanks for your cooperation with the awesome StreamYard. Maybe we'll try Zoom and compare and contrast in the future, but I just appreciate both of you. And I want my audience to know how valuable and incredible that these human beings are. Some of my favorite people, and I'm so grateful to be connected with them. And it's awesome to have incredible resources such as the ones that they're providing and showing you today. So thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Hey, John, thank you, man. I'm so grateful to have connected with you and learning your wisdom from you. It's been amazing. So thanks for having us on here. I'm speaking for TJ too, because apparently he can't hear everything that's happening. So must be because he's on a phone, not